Well, in our second video, we will rationalize the denominators that contain two terms. And we know that multiplying by just radical 2, radical 6, or by their products will not help us. The procedure here is to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the conjugates of the denominator. And we know that the conjugates, they contain the same terms, but have the opposite sign. So this is the conjugate of the denominator. We multiply the numerator. Now we multiply the denominator by its conjugate as well. Don't forget to put everything here in parentheses so the writing is correct mathematically. As the next step, we will distribute in the numerator. So 3 radical 2 plus 3 by 3 is 9 radical 6. And as we discussed in class, this is a minus b, a plus b. So this is the difference of two squares formula, where radical 2 is a and 3 radical 6 is b. So we need to take our a according to the formula and square this term, minus take b and square that term. So let's continue. We just rewrite the numerator and continue simplifying the denominator. Radical 2 squared is just 2. And let's calculate what happens here. This is the product of two factors, so we need to square both. 3 squared is 9, and radical 6 squared is just 6. So the result is 54. So minus 54. And now we need to finish up by calculating what we have in the denominator. And 2 minus 54 is just minus 52. And even though those two terms in the numerator, they have the greatest common factor, which is 3, there is no need to take this out because we will not be able to cancel anything. So this stays as the final answer for this problem. Let's do in the same manner the second problem. And as we agreed, in order to rationalize the two-term denominator, we need to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the conjugate. And the conjugate here will have a minus sign, but the same terms. And we are multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by this conjugate. And after we wrote this, let's first distribute. And remember how we distribute. We multiply the coefficients and then the radicals. 4 multiplied by 5 is 20. And radical 2 multiplied by radical 2 is just 2. And then we will calculate it further. Minus. 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. And radical 2 multiplied by radical 5 is 10. Now we continue with the denominator. Again, this is our a plus b, a minus b, and we need to use that formula. So we take our a, which is 5 radical 2, we will square it, minus, and then we'll write our b and square this. Let's continue. We will get 40 here after multiplying 20 by 2, minus 12 radical 10. And now we will first calculate what we are getting here. 5 squared is 25. And radical 2 squared is just 2. So this is 50. So the first term in the denominator is 50 minus. It's always minus because we are using the difference of two squares formula. Here, let's calculate what we got here. 3 squared is 9, and radical 5 squared is just 5, so our second term is 45, so minus 45. And then we have 40 minus 12 radical 10, and 50 minus 45 is just 5. And we cannot simplify it any further, and no need to take the GCF, because even if we take the GCF, we will not be able to simplify anything. And of course, we are not simplifying 40 and 5, because 40 is not the factor. So this is our final answer for this problem.